We are joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, good to have you back with us.
Good to be back.
Well, let's wait on that. Let's see what
we haven't decided yet.
I noticed there's one person not laughing while Van Gundy was going on, and that was you.
Okay, do you think that the Lakers have even considered trading LeBron?
First, let me say this. I covered Jeff Van Gundy when he coached the Knicks, and Jeff always has said one of the toughest things to do in the NBA is coach an aging superstar. He had that with Patrick Ewing.
Right.
They ended up trading Ewing, and it didn't work out for the Knicks or Ewing. Right. So that's Jeff's philosophy. So it's not totally surprising that he would go there. But to answer your question, no. There's no way they've even thought about it. There's no chance they would trade him anytime soon. First of all, he and Magic are in lockstep. Okay, Magic believes, as he should, in LeBron James. So there's no way he has considered trading LeBron. To think about trading LeBron after an injury-ravaged season, not just for him, but for the whole team, when you, with a disjointed roster that you knew didn't fit him, why would you do that?
Well, you didn't know it when you did it, or you wouldn't have done it.
Right, but to give up that quickly.
Yeah.
And we forget he was the fourth seed. We're quickly forgetting that before the AD saga and the injuries hit.
Okay.
Right.
And for all the talk of his demise, he's still 27, 8.5 boards, which matches his career high, and 8 assists a game on 51% shooting. I mean, for all the talk.
Stop writing, Chris. Stop writing you.
I keep writing the Lakers' record right now, 30 and 30.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just doing it like Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
I can confirm
You remember
that.
Jack Nicholson?
Look, if he isn't,
over again, 30 and 36.
if he is no longer the best player in the world, he's still top 5. Easily. Okay? And so to think about trading LeBron at this point would be ridiculous. Let's say in the summer, if you get Anthony Davis, now you're straight. If you don't get Anthony Davis, but you get, say, a Jimmy Butler and maybe a Marcus Morris or somebody like that, and KD leaves the Golden State Warriors, which we all think he will, like now all of a sudden you're right there with anybody else in the West.
Kimba, now you're throwing Kimba.
I mean, you have so many options with LeBron. Because if you just get more players that fit his style of play, as we've known, now all of a sudden you're right there. And LeBron, look, you're going to certainly get a motivated LeBron next summer. He's going to come back over the summer. I bet you he is going to work his tail off. He hears all the talk.
You mean on Space Jam 2 or on basketball?
Hold on. What did Michael Jordan do when he filmed the original SpaceAm?
Well, he won some championships.
But he worked his butt off that summer because that was the summer after they had lost to Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, Skip.
They had both won 3 at that point.
Hold on, what you said?
But wait, one guy was 3-0.
Well, hold on, Skip. It's not your turn to talk. It's Chris. You said that in the process of filming Space Jams, the original, it was coming off a defeat in which the Orlando Magic, led by Shaq and Penny, put butts in the king. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
Because he'd been out for 2 years.
No, I'm with that.
Okay.
But that's what I'm telling you. So, and you also may get a humbled LeBron. LeBron helped put this roster together. He's seen, you know what, that was the wrong thing to do.
Yes.
LeBron has been criticized. Defensively, if you watch the last week, he's hustled more defensively.
I told you
because the criticism has come, I think.
Yes.
And also, even if he's lost something defensively, we know that at his age, you got to understand that. But you can protect a weak defender. And I don't even know if he's weak defender, but a poor defender at this point.
Steph Curry and James Harden all the time.
You can do that. So, and they were doing it early in the season before they lost their spirit because of the Anthony Davis stuff and then the injuries and things like that. So I think also, and this is what I was saying to Shannon in the break, at this stage, as LeBron loses some athleticism, two of the options you have with him, in addition to just how you build around him, what if LeBron at this stage is willing to just do kind of one thing? Be the point guard, as you've always wanted him to be, and be like Magic and give you 22 points and 12 assists a game. Or just be a regular forward. When they played Boston, he was letting Caruso handle the ball. He was kind of playing more like a regular forward. I actually think even at this advanced stage of his career, if he just played a regular small forward, posted some, just was scoring.
I agree.
I think he could lead the league in scoring or challenge the league leaders in scoring and get you about 30 a night. He's still going to get 6, 7 assists just because that's who he is. So I just think you have some options. That would make it easier to fit players around LeBron if he's more of a one thing rather than doing it all. And that would take some toll off of him. Because having to do everything offensively is taxing.
Especially after 16 years.
Right. So to answer the question, no, there's no way they've even thought about it or would think about it.
And they were not thinking about it. The only thing needed to be on this table is Jeff Van Gundy's head for spitting out some foolishness. Skip, let me ask you this question. Let's just say for the...
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn.
Sorry.
This is one of those...
You know what, Skip? Go ahead.
No,
I go. I want to go after you.
I was on the edge of my seat.
I gotta hear this.
I gotta hear this. Ask me a question. I wanted you to tell me.
No, I want you to go. I'll go after you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Skip. Floor is yours.
Back to Magic Johnson. You say he's all in on LeBron, completely invested.
Yep.
I have not heard a peep from Magic Johnson these several weeks, right? Maybe you've talked to him, but I haven't, and I haven't heard him speak publicly one word. Am I right about that? Okay?
You're all right.
So is it fair to say, because this is my gut feeling, educated guess on Magic Johnson, I believe he's very disappointed in what he got from LeBron this year in many different ways, because we didn't see LeBron close early. There were 6 or 7 games early. He should have just said, get out of the way. I've got this. We're good to go. Get the kids out of the way. He takes over. He either parades to the free throw line or he just keeps attacking the basket and gets the game home. Or he makes a defensive play or two that gets the game home. I saw LeBron, and I believe Magic did too, who wasn't quite as engaged as I expected him to be. He got his wish. He came to Hollywood, and I expected that he would be more involved with his teammates, that he wouldn't be disassociated. It felt like from the start he wasn't connected with his teammates. It was like me and they. That's how it came across to me. And I don't think Magic loved that, because Magic's the ultimate leader of the group. Right. He would take kids like a Byron Scott or whoever and mold them into what he needed to run Showtime's fast break. So from LeBron, I didn't see, you said he does everything on offense. And again, I love him playing point guard, but when they needed him to go full-on attack mode, as you call it, James Harden, he just didn't do it. No. We just didn't see it from him. Maybe he said, I don't need to do this, but it's like he just said, you kids do this too many times. And then on defense, he was disengaged too often for my taste. It just offends me, and I keep telling you, at 34, Michael Jordan made first-team all-defense, and it just offends me that he's better than that. That's beneath his dignity, and it hit some lows in those losses right after the trade deadline. There's like 4 or 5 games when we just kept pointing out play after play. We just wouldn't even run it.
You keep using the age 34. LeBron at 34 is year 16. Jordan at 34 was year 13. It's not the equivalent.
After coming off a break.
Yeah.
Right. So, but anyway.
Right. No, you told me it was my turn.
Okay.
And then it just offends my sensibilities, because I have high regard for LeBron James, that he's shooting 66% from the free throw line. That's just an attention to a detail where now all summer I want him to shoot 12 billion free throws. That's what I want him to do until he can shoot 80%, because he's good enough to do what you want him to do, which is make 80%. Now he's a career low 66%, and he's become even more of a disaster at the late game clutch free throw line.
What you mean late game? He was a disaster in the first quarter. He missed 3 again the other night. He missed his first quarter 2 nights ago.
Okay.
When he passed Jordan.
And now we get to injuries. This was the first time in his whole career, and I'm just still like astounded that he missed 18 games with a pulled groin?
Tear.
But was it torn? I don't know what it was, but it shocked me. And I kept saying, remember what was, I keep bringing up his tweet that first day, right? Back in no time, right? Yeah. Dodged a bullet. Yeah. Okay? And I thought, that's LeBron. He's Iron Man.
He dodged it.
Okay? So
is
Magic sitting back thinking, gee, am I going to get an injured, aging superstar next year? Are we going to continue to see Father Time tap him on the shoulder and see some decline? So is it possible that Magic has just sat back with Pelinka and just kicked around the notion of, Should we trade him? Will he be not even close to LeBron next year? You say he's going to work his tail off and come back way better than he was this year. Boy, I'd like to believe it because it'd be good for the Lakers and good for the league and good for us and good for the networks. I thought I would see that this year. I'm still reeling from what I didn't see from LeBron this year.
Let that sink in.
Okay, but I keep telling you, you just roll out of bed and get those numbers.
But why couldn't Jordan roll out of bed?
But I'm with Chris.
There's so many guys that can't roll out of bed and get those numbers.
On this team, he could have led the league in scoring. I thought he would, actually.
But how about this? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, the Lakers do that. They trade him for cap space. Who's to say Kevin Durant? Who's to say Kawhi? Who's to say Kyrie is going to Lakers?
All over.
Okay, you trade LeBron and you don't get a superstar.
Okay, here's the worst case scenario. What if you obviously don't trade him and you go into next year and nobody comes? You're all dressed up and nowhere to go. What if nobody comes except Jimmy Butler or something? You know, what if you can't pull it off?
We're going to get somebody.
Okay?
If they got Jimmy Butler and shooters, just, you know, regular nondescript shooters, Kyle Korver types.
Okay, now you need
They
Kevin
would be,
to leave.
and Durant leaves.
Yeah, got to leave. Right. Or you're
he's got to leave.
Okay.
Although, and we're going to get to Golden State, for 4 straight, that's nobody's done that since Bill Russell. Yeah. So their 4 straight titles would be a challenge for them if Durant stays. But I think they're right there. If they just add some shooters and Jimmy Butler, for all his issues, the dude can play.
I like him.
He's tough.
And he's two-way.
But Skip, let's be real, though. LeBron James playing with these guys. Look what he went on the court with. 3 of these guys that he played with within the G League.
So you mean now?
Now.
Oh, I thought
a lot of and he's playing without a superstar. Nobody else. Name the other guy that doesn't have a superstar. That when we think about, we look at Houston, you got James Harden and Chris Paul. You got Golden State. You got the Thunder. You got Paul George. The only really team is that when you look at Utah. Donovan Mitchell, he's on borderline. They don't really have anything else. The Nuggets, they got Joker, but nothing spectacular.
I agree.
But when we think of teams that's going to really, really challenge, the Celtics has Kyrie, and they are loaded with talent. They might not be superstars, but they got guys that, Philadelphia, they got stars.
They got stars.
Oh, and we ain't going to talk about old Ronald. Old Toronto, even when Kawhi doesn't play, they give folk the business. And when he do, Kawhi lock folk down.
They're better without him.
And they don't.
I can show you the numbers.
I want you to show me nothing. I want you to show me nothing.
I'll just show you.
Got to show over there.
Better winning percentage without.
All I know is Toronto with Kawhi is better than the Spurs with DeRozan.
No.
That's what we know for certain.
Wait, you mean the Spurs, who have the second-best record in the West at home, and they're about to have the first best record?
Unfortunately, they play 42 games on the road, and they got one of the worst road records, Skip.
Well,
but anyway,
you know this.
Broussard predicted they were going to catch the Spurs. Lakers would catch the Spurs.
LeBron is not going anywhere.
You know you can't trade him.
He's here to stay?
He's here to stay.
27, 8, and 8.